Hello, this is lesson 121, coordinate systems for Tuesday, May 5th. I'm doing things a little bit differently today in both ELA and math. I'm showing you my screen so that you can follow along that way instead of me like awkwardly holding it up. So anyways, today in math, we are starting a brand new unit where we are building something called coordinate systems. So I'll tell you what that is in a minute, but basically it builds on some prior knowledge that you already have about number lines and about mapping things out to find exact locations. So there's a couple of important words that you need to know in order to be successful in this unit. The first one is coordinate. A coordinate is an exact location on a map or a grid. So on a number line, a coordinate is a place or a location on that. An origin is the location where the number line starts. So typically that's 0, but sometimes a number line starts at a different number. So it's just where the number line starts. A midpoint is the location that's exactly halfway between 2 points. So all of these three number lines that I've shown you here are ways to show exact locations or coordinates. Coordinates can be whole numbers or fractions. Notice on these three number lines, they have all different endpoints. Like this one the first one ends at 10, the second one ends at 1, the last one ends at 5. So if you, for example, wanted to find the location of the letter A on the first one, you would say, well, A is 1 unit before 10, and I know that each one is worth 1 because when I count them up, there are 9 different lines making 10, 0 to 10. So A is 9. B, on the other hand, would be 2. I mean, these are really simple examples, right? You guys have seen fractions on number lines as well. So the second number line here, this one here, shows starting at 0 and ending at 1. And then it's split up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal pieces. So each one of these marks here is 1/5 of a whole. So you can see each one is 1/5. Great. So just as a reminder, number lines are ways to show exact locations, ways to show coordinates. So they can be whole numbers or fractions. They can go forwards or backwards, up or down. Notice this one, the 0 is on top and it ends at 0.9. This one, the 0 is over here and ends at 4. This one starts at 0 and ends at 9. So they all start and end in different places, and it's your job to figure out what each line or hash mark stands for as we go. So I'm going to show you some really easy examples of this, and then you're going to do it on your own on Google Classroom. You're going to do a Google Slides today where you have to drag different letters and things like that to different points on a coordinate system. So just for this first example, each shape is placed at a point on the number line. So you're going to give the coordinate of each point. So the X is right here, and it's labeled for us already, so we know that the X is at 3. The next one asks you about the location or coordinate of the star, which is right here, and I know that it's in between 0 and 1. So to figure out its exact location, I had to count the hash marks, 1, 2, 3. So this is divided into thirds, so that means that the star is at 2/3. Now we need to find the location of the circle. Just like the previous one, it's in between two whole numbers. In this case, it's between the 2 and the 3. So I count the hash marks, 1, 2, it's still divided into thirds, so this is at 2 and 1/3. And finally, the square is between 4 and 5. If you count the thirds, this is 4 and 1/3, so this is 4 and 2/3. So D is 4 and 2/3. So you're going to do some similar stuff like this on Google Classroom, and we'll go over it on Zoom. Again, this is a new unit, so I know it's a little bit different, but we're going to be mapping things out, finding different locations, marking things up, counting different hash marks, and figuring out the range of the number line. The only other thing you need to know that I didn't really go over is midpoints. So if you think about what a midpoint means, a midpoint is a location that's exactly halfway between 2 points. So if you look on this first number line here, if it starts at 0 and ends at 10, that means the midpoint is at C, which is 5. So the midpoint is halfway between 2 points. If I wanted to find halfway between 0 and 2, that means halfway would be at 1 right there. So that's the midpoint. So when it asks you questions about midpoints, pay attention to halfway between. All right, so have a great day, and we will see you on Zoom. Thanks so much.